name's Julie. Thanks for joining me today as I flip through my current planners for 2023. I know I've been promising this video for quite some time, but it's finally here. And if you're new to my channel, this is a really good way for you to find out a little bit about me, see how I use my planners, and hopefully enjoy my decorative spreads. If you've been with me for a while, this is your chance to see my after the pens, how my planners are working out for me so far, and also find out what my favourite spreads have been this year. Just as a quick introduction, I've been using a Happy Planner since 2018, and I got into planning after watching Clever Plan and Planning with Bumble on YouTube. The former gave me lots of practical tips about how to use a planner, but the latter, Mary Ellen, really inspired me and has definitely helped me on my planner journey from 2018 to now. These are the three planners I'm currently using. I do have a large Happy Planner memory journal, but I have to confess I haven't really been using that one. So I'm going to show you my Skinny Classic planner today, my Classic Vertical, and this one is my Social Media Small Business Planner. I'm not going to spend too long on this one, but I do have a playlist with my monthly spreads, so you can always check those out. I just wanted to show you some of the things I've been doing in this planner this year. It's got the old Planner Babe cover on it and the beautiful discs because that's one of my favourites. And inside I have pages from the Happy Planner monthly layout. So if we go to January, I'm using the Homebody Undated monthly layout. You can see I've used post-it notes for my filming and posting schedule on YouTube. I like post-it notes because you can move them around, but currently I'm finding what works for me better is just to do it on my phone. I'll just show you an example of how I use the layout. So this was January. As I say, I do like to decorate it, partly because I've got so many stickers, but also I do like to make it pretty to look at. I use it for YouTube, Instagram and my card shop on Folksy, which is the British version of Etsy. I track my videos here and how they've done so I can see which content is the most popular. So for example, my Happy Planner Year videos got me the most subscribers in January. I put new cards that I've listed in my shop in this section, and there are 3 habit trackers. And this is just a general area where I jot down anything important. I think these stickers were from Chic Winter, Live Love Posh. I do think I mainly use Live Love Posh stickers to decorate this planner, or that's how it seems. But sometimes I use Happy Planner or other sticker shops. In January, what I was doing with the daily pages was making a list of the steps I needed for each YouTube video. And then at the side here, I also noted what cards I needed to list and products that I needed to list in my description. I think I only did that for 1 month. I tried it, but I found that I wasn't really referring to it that much, and I've got quite a good memory, so I thought I could manage without it. Particularly as it used up a lot of these pages because I was using 2 sections for each YouTube video. So I was needing additional pages each month. And Happy Planners sadly don't do any packs of these pages. So I was a little bit worried that I was going to run out. There's also a blank page at the end of each month, and I tended to use that just for really important to-dos, particularly for my folksy shop. The other thing I did was use a teacher checklist to track my posts on Facebook, and that's been working really well for me. I also use daily sheets in this planner, ones I've made myself. They're from last year, that's why they say 2022, but they're actually from this year. At the top I put what I need to do for Instagram, YouTube and Facebook. Then I have a long to-do list and an hourly section without the times written in so that I can do time blocking, which I find works better for me. I'm not a morning person, I'm a bit of a night owl, so none of the Happy Planner hourly pages actually go up to the hours that I might be filming. I don't use one of these every day, but I do find on the days that I use them, I am more productive. So that's a quick overview of how I've used my Social Media Small Business Planner in 2023. I like to save the best till last, so next is going to be my Skinny Classic, and then we'll look at my Classic Vertical. This planner was gifted to me by my friend Farah, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to get on with it, but I'm actually really pleased with how it's working out so far this year. I live next door to my parents who are in their 80s, and I use this planner to track appointments, medications, and anything really pertaining to them. So it's a really handy reference guide. Let's look at January. I just make note of some key things on this overview section. I don't really use this at all. And this was my first spread. I really love this one. I very much like to stick in the sections when decorating, and the stick girls were perfect for that. And I tend to use a combination of boxes and bullet points to make note of key things. When filling it in, I try to use two colours, one for my dad, one for my mum, and then in black I write anything that's just general, usually related to me. I use this really bright washi tape from an old Miss Maker set, and I just really love the bright colours in this one. Next we did Squad Girls, another of my favourites, and again I was able to keep them in the boxes. I used this really cute grid washi that I got from Amazon as a sort of carpet area for them to plan on. I did the two colour thing, and again I kept it really simple. These are not my favourite Squad Girls. I actually prefer seasonal Squad Girls, but I've resigned myself to the fact we're never going to see those again. Next week I used Teeny Florals. Again, I was playing it safe because Teeny Florals, I thought that they would fit inside the boxes. I actually kind of regretted buying this sticker book, and I wasn't too keen on this spread. Although I know someone on Facebook said they really loved it and wanted to go out and buy the book straight away. So I felt a little bit bad about that, but I do know that different types of spreads appeal to different people. I don't always have a lot to write in this planner. I know that originally there were 2 bullet points here, but because I had nothing else to write, I just removed the pink one. That's why maybe it doesn't look quite as balanced as normally you would expect from me. This one was my absolute favourite, I think, from January, or possibly the Stick Girl one, but I think this one probably wins it. And I use the Cozy Critters Happy Planner sticker book. They are just so adorable, and I had this idea of doing little thinking bubbles, which I really loved how that worked out. On to February. You can see I've not really kept up with filling much in this page. And this was a bit of a change. I wanted to try and move out of just filling in all the boxes, so I put the flowers up the spine. They're from Live Love Posh. Then I decided to take them all the way across the bottom as well. They're not my favourite florals, and I'm less of a pastel muted colours sort of girl. I really prefer bright colours, but I really did like the combination with the grid washi, and I was pretty happy with it. Just not one of my favourites. I don't think I mentioned, but for some of these skinny classics, there is a video that you can watch. You can check my playlist for that. But not all of them. I tend to just do a couple per month. They don't seem quite as popular as the classic vertical plan with me's, I suppose because less people use this format. The next spread was absolutely gorgeous. I adore this one. I brought back the Stick Girls, and I kept it in the box, but I added this grass washi that was from, I think, Doodlebug, and it looked great both before the pen and after the pen. You can see I've still got the 2 colour thing going on and the black for me, and I obviously didn't have anything to do on Friday, so those are blank. This is my Valentine's Day spread, or week spread. I was a little bit disappointed in this one. I'd been so looking forward to using this heart washi, but it didn't quite turn out how I expected. It's really hard to find red stickers, primary red. I managed to find these florals. I think they were from Happy Blooms. And I believe there is a video of this one because I was showing that I could do overlapping. So I overlapped here and went out of the box and here, just for a bit of a challenge. This one I filled in all in black. Obviously I decided that it would look better with just the one colour, and I like it, but it just didn't turn out quite how I imagined. Here is one that I really love. Again, I'm back to my comfort zone of keeping things in the boxes. I had the idea of turning these boxes into little kennels or dog houses. And I think these stickers were from the 8 sticker sheet colourful dogs pack from Happy Planner, as I don't have the value pack sticker book. And I added the little grass pieces from a Squad Girl sticker book. Really adore the little bullet points, the little paws. And you can see I brought in that plaid washi again to make the roofs. This black and white washi is another favourite of mine. I think that's it now. Yes, I'm going to only flip through January and February, and then in May I hope to be flipping through March and April. Let's move on to my favourite planner. This is my classic vertical Happy Planner. I've been in a classic vertical planner since 2019, and it's definitely my favourite size. I've just got a new planner, a seasonal planner. So I haven't moved my pages over from this one, which is why it's still got a winter cover on it. I was using pages from the Wild Style planner that I'd redated. So let's take a look. As you can see, these will be out of date. This was my Word of the Year page. Absolutely adored this. I used Live Love Posh stickers and I decided to make it seasonal. So I chose stickers from different seasonal books so that I could do spring, summer, autumn and winter. If you saw that video, you might remember that I accidentally cut the page as I was cutting these stickers, and I still haven't fixed it, but I will get around to doing that. I've also been meaning to do a follow-up video to talk about my Word of the Year and how I've been applying it. Not that successfully so far, but hopefully I will get to that video sometime soon. I just do that on a separate dot grid page. And then this was my currently and task page in January. I used the Happy Planner Mega Seasonal sticker book. This really big sticker that they've got for each of the seasons is perfect for a currently page. And I kept it really simple. One of my favourite things to do is make a coordinating task page at the start of the month. So I try to bring in elements from this page into this page. I don't do them both at the same time. So you can see I used the same snowflake washi and added the snowflakes, but it had scrapbook paper, which was something different. I used these cute animals from an Artemio sticker book. And I also found this clever way to use some tab stickers from the Teresa Collins sticker book that are normally meant to be covering up these tabs, but I used them as the base of the snow globes. I was really pleased with that idea, and I did a really fun reel about it on Instagram. Love these pages and always love how they look at the start of the month. On to January. Again, you can see I've put a few post-its down, but I really don't use these pages. This was my first spread, and I use Happy Planner Playful Tile. It's such a beautiful sticker book. I love the bright colours, as I've said. I was trying to stick to just using one sticker book in this spread, which is always a challenge for me. I can't remember if I did it, but it looks like I did. I use my favourite Doodlebug washi here. You'll see that appearing time and time again in my spreads. And this year, something I've been doing more of is paying attention to the top of the spread. So I added these stickers, which actually were functional stickers, but I remember I cut the words off them and used them for decoration. As it was such a colourful spread, I used all sorts of colours to fill it in, and I think it looks really lovely. This one is a favourite. It was for National Sticker Day week, and I had this really good idea of making the little sticker books to go across the bottom. I just used some thin black washi on some card and stickers from the original Miss Maker book, which was one of my first Happy Planner obsessions back in 2018 and the first time that I ever ordered from Happy Planner. So I'm really lucky to still have those Miss Maker sticker books. You can see again, I did something different at the top. I really think that's effective. I used some Live Love Posh washi, and of course it mirrors the stripes on the Happy Planner sticker books, but it really makes the whole page stand out, I think. This one is definitely a contender for one of my top spreads of the year. In this one, I used Amber Plans a Day stickers. I'm quite new to Amber Plans a Day sticker books. I think I bought some in the Black Friday sale last year, and obviously they were winter ones, so I wanted to make sure I used them. I kept it simple with the filling in and just used black and then this pop of the blue colour, and I think that works really well. I like to have checklists, and you'll see I quite often use the Happy Planner checklist stencil. And something I really love about Amber's books are her quotes. They came in really handy. Next one is a Live Love Posh spread. I do try to vary my spreads from week to week, so if I've used Happy Planner stickers one week, I do try to use a small sticker shop the next week. I like to change it up and have a little bit of variety. This was the Chic Winter sticker book. It looked really nice before the pen, but filled in it looks like there isn't much decoration. The pen has sort of swallowed up the decoration, I think. And I have got quite a bit of white space where I haven't written anything. I don't mind white space. I'm not someone who fills up all the spaces in my planner. But for some reason, I think I prefer this one before the pen. You can see this plaid washi again. Definitely a favourite of mine for 2023. I think I didn't have a lot to write this week because it was the week of doing my tax return, and I remember that taking up quite a bit of time. So on to February. Although September it says there, I really probably need to stick these pages down. And these are my currently and task page for February, and I went with Mickey and Minnie. I do love using the Disney stickers. I remember I made this page first, and then I wasn't quite sure what to do for this page, but decided that I would actually carry it over. So it actually looks like I made it in the same occasion, but I didn't. I just like the idea of this looked like Mickey was throwing something out of the car or truck, and I like the idea of him throwing the hearts and them drifting. I wrote the currently prompts myself. I always have an in the news section, which I can see was a lot of bad news again that month. And I remember finding it quite hard to find heart stickers. I think I used up pretty much all the heart stickers I had on this spread. So I may have an issue next Valentine's Day. See, nothing on here, not using this at all. And this was a really good month for me with planner spreads. I really was feeling quite inspired. I think I love all my spreads in February. This is another favourite of mine. I used my favourite film, The Cutting Edge, because Planet Derby had done a sticker sheet. So I used her stickers, and then I got this image from the cover of the DVD. Yes, I do still have all my DVDs. And I remember being really pleased that I solved the problem of the holes not being punched in their faces by using this washi to separate it a little bit, and it worked really well. I loved it before the pen and also after the pen. I just think this blue with this dark blue pop throughout really looks lovely. What I really wanted to do was write my quotes, my favourite quotes from the film. So I had these speech bubbles at the bottom, but I did find that I had so many favourite quotes, 4 wasn't really enough. So I was a little bit disappointed that I couldn't write more. I actually watched the film twice, I think, in that week. Once with my mum and dad, and then I watched it again on my own. But it's definitely a film I really enjoy. I also use these washi tapes from Narrative Hues. Again, just to add that pop of colour at the top rather than leave them plain. And this film strip washi I thought was a good touch, and I put Planet Derby there because I do like to acknowledge when I use stickers from a small sticker shop. I also use the name of her sheet at the bottom there to add the title to the spread. I do give a lot of my spreads names, but I don't always write them down. On to the next one. Oh, I can see why I'm struggling. I had to stick these pages together because this is a Bujo style spread. I did it on dot grid paper rather than the Happy Planner pages, and that's something I like to do from time to time. I really wanted to do Queen of Hearts for Valentine's Day, and I had the idea of doing the playing cards and making those into the boxes. It was one I was really excited about. I loved how this washi looked, this black and red washi in the middle, and how I reversed it. I loved how the playing cards looked with the little hearts, and the fact that I went from 10 instead of 11, 12 to Jack Queen. But I really did struggle with this corner of the spread if you saw that video. I did this tilting the sticker, which is something I really steer clear of. I tend to be very straight and ordered, and then I could see straight away that it needed something else. I had the idea of using the black and white, I suppose sort of cartoony, rather than adding more colour. And I like it, but it just wasn't quite the idea that I had in my head. It got a really good response. People loved it on Facebook and Instagram. And I do love the majority of my Bujo style spreads, but I don't think this one would make one of my top spreads of 2023. I'm finding I don't have a lot to write in my planner, so I do really like this, having just a few bullet points a day and then some room at the bottom for me to write any key things. So I think I may be doing a lot more of this type of spread in the future. Let's see what the next one is. Oh, I've stuck the pages together. Oh yes, this one I absolutely love. This one I had a sort of vision in my head of how I wanted it to be, and it exceeded that. All I knew was, as soon as I saw these florals, again from Planet Derby, I don't think I mentioned, but she has a shop on Etsy, so do check her out. I wanted to make them trees and this sort of land with the Out for Adventure girls from Happy Planner, because they're a favourite of mine. I decided to do something a little bit different with the scrapbook paper and choose 2 different scrapbook papers and have this script paper just for something a little bit quirky and whimsical. And then something I hadn't planned was adding these hearts that were on the sticker sheet and having them hanging from the top of the page. I just think that adds something really extra to it. I also changed the numbers and used the Happy Planner numbers from the Dates and Holidays sticker book, and they're some of my favourites too. This one is definitely a strong contender for my top spreads of 2023. Although, to be fair, we have got a lot of months to go. I also do love these little birds from the Out for Adventure. They are so cute. Back to Live Love Posh for this one. I think we were having some cold weather. And also I remember I wanted to use more of the Chic Winter sticker book. Rather untypically for me, I actually use a lot of stickers. Even though there are 2 pages of Jessica's sticker books, I think I had to go onto a second page, which always causes me a little bit of stress, because I think, what if I want to make another spread using these stickers? Blue is my favourite colour. I remember being a little bit worried that I wouldn't have much room for function, but it wasn't too bad. Again, because I haven't got a lot to write each week, just having some space here, boxes and a couple of bullet points, I actually really enjoyed filling it out that week because I didn't feel like I had lots of space to fill. I used some of Amber's quotes. They've been coming in really handy this year to add to my spreads. And this glittery sticker is from the Miss Maker sticker book, I think. I also absolutely adore this washi that I got from a set called Deep Blue Whales, I think. And I used these Live Love Posh stickers, so I completely transformed how the top of the page looked. I'm not sure, but I think this is a spread that somebody on Facebook actually liked so much that they did their own version of it. I'm pretty sure that it was this one, which is really nice to hear when you've inspired someone to try something that you've done. We must be coming to the end of the month. I think we are at the end of February. So I'm going to stop there. Sorry if this video has been quite long. There's been a lot to show you. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing the variety of spreads. I am definitely a more decorative planner than a functional planner, but I do always leave room for function on the page. I will confess I am not great at keeping up at writing in my planner, and I do back planning because I don't like to have gaps in my planner. But I think, as I say, what I'm going to do for the rest of the year is probably more decoration so that I don't feel I have to fill up the space with something to write. I think because I use the daily sheets more, I have less to record in this planner. And I've just seen that I wrote good things about this week. After what I said about the news always being bad news, I obviously decided to include that on the page. So that's a really nice thing. I must do that in another page because it's always good to think about the good things that have happened, because it's always the bad things that dwell on your mind. Well done if you've stuck with me to the end. And if you like to see creative content, do subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to be informed when my next video is up. Also remember, you can check out my playlist and find many of these spreads if you're interested in seeing them in more detail. Hope to see you on the next video. Happy planning, take care and see you soon.